How many minutes can you fit on a vinyl record? This is a great question because it's really important to be prepared before you go ahead and get your songs mastered for vinyl. Now, it's important to know how many minutes you can fit on a record and still get the best quality possible, because if you go over that, you're going to start to compromise on things like loudness and the tonal quality of your recordings. So let's start with a 12-inch record. Now, the maximum number of minutes you can fit on one side is 22 minutes, although I'd recommend keeping it around 20 if you can, just to give your cutting engineer a bit of flexibility so they can get the very best sound out of the record. And next up is a 10-inch record, and for the best sound quality possible, you want to keep this to 12 minutes aside. And finally, 7-inch. Now, these are usually played back at 45 RPM instead of 33 1/3 like 12 and 10 inches. So at that speed, you can get 4.5 minutes safely while still sounding the best. You can push that to 5 minutes sometimes, depending on the volume of the material. But what you can do if you want to get a bit longer out of a 7-inch is cut that at 33 1/3 RPM instead. And that way you'll get more like 6 minutes while still getting a really good sound. But it's super important that you chat with your cutting engineer before you do that, and make sure they're aware of the speed you want your 7 inches cut at. Now, if you're unsure about any of your timings and you've got songs or album sides that slightly overrun the times I've talked about, chances are they might be totally fine. But always get in touch with your cutting engineer or your vinyl manufacturer, and they'll be able to just confirm whether it's going to be fine or whether it would be best to reduce the time before you get your vinyl cut. So I hope that's helped. As always, leave any questions in the comments or get in touch through the website.